And you've got your social distributors, all adding to your customer base. Then you've got some other people who join you in the business, they do lots of business, and then they just disappear. Then you don't see it for a while. Leslie's laughing because she knows. Yeah? You don't see it for a while. And then they come back and do lots of business again. And then they disappear again. They're called seasonal distributors. I do not know why they do that, because personally, if you're building a business, you want to be constant. But these people do that. Some people, they do that because they're not teachable, but they've got a lot of influence. They can get people to make a decision. Those people are still part of your customer base. I'm telling you this so we can start positioning people correctly, so we can start sharpening our axe. Yeah? Then you've got the other type of person who does everything that they need to do, but they've only got a limited amount of time because they've got a full-time job, they've got other commitments that they have to make, but they're doing everything that they call part-time distributors. They're doing everything that they need to do and they're growing the business. But then they build their check to a level where it's so big that it goes past their full-time income, and then they can make the decision to become the big type of person, which is a full-time. If I'm not going to tell you, I'm your next superstar, you haven't seen nothing yet. I'm a salesperson, I'm a natural salesperson, I can sell some snow to the Eskimos. You're going to get people that are going to tell you that. And yet you never see them on a Monday night call, you never see them at a Tuesday meeting, you never see them at a Saturday training, but they tell you how this big salesperson is going to change the world. I tell you now, their time in really is limited. The reason why Eric said the system weeds out the sharks is because what he said before, sharks cannot habit fresh water. I'm telling you this because 2012 is going to be a year where your businesses are going to be so cemented and the growth is going to happen. 2013 is going to blow your mind to talk about what I'm going to be talking about here. Because a lot of people, when you see fortunes in the follow-up, you see that big chest with all that money. And everybody wants a lot of money because they've got stuff to do with the money. But you know something? Everything has a process. You cannot get from A to Z without going through B. Everything has a process. Many people want the end result, but they don't want the process. But unfortunately, anything in life that is going to pay you a significant income is going to cause you to step out your comfort zone, learn some things that you didn't know before, and get taught by people who know a little bit more about you. If that person didn't do follow-up with you, you wouldn't be sitting in the room today. And all the money that you've generated over the years of you being in the business would have not happened. That's the danger of not doing good follow-up. You're literally throwing money down the drain. One of the reasons why people don't do follow-up is because it takes effort. So we need to understand what it is that we do. It is going to be work. We're in network marketing, not no-work marketing. You have to do something. Yeah? And part of your role is follow-up. It's the foundation of your whole business. They've been exposed to something that they've never been exposed to before. So when you're doing follow-up with them and you're connecting them with the weight of evidence, which are the stories, it helps to alleviate that fear. Yeah? The distributors, when you're following up with your distributors, a lot of people have had many different experiences in network marketing. Some people have had no experience of network marketing. But some people have had experiences where they've joined a business, people have said they're going to help them, and as soon as they sign that paper, they disappear. And so they have that kind of mindset that if they come into another business, it's going to happen again. And so the follow-up that you give a new distributor helps to alleviate that. Also, new distributors have something called buyer's remorse. Yeah, they spend their money and then 2 or 3 days later they're thinking, what have I done? How many of you have done that? What have I done? I've just spent X amount of money. Buyer's remorse is natural. So when you're doing follow-up with your distributors, it alleviates that. One of the reasons why I say to my distributors, you need to do a meeting with a new distributor within the first 72 hours, is because within that time frame, that's when the buyer's remorse is going to kick in. But if you do some meetings with them, and they've got people already interested in that 72 hours, they're confident to know that anything that we do will duplicate, whether we do it correctly or incorrectly. So you want to start by doing things correctly so you have a better experience. And finally, it helps to convert customers into business partners. A high level, I'm not talking about not building relationships, you will already have a relationship, I'm talking about making your life easier. I'm talking about sharpening an axe. Yeah? You can either choose to hit that tree with a blunt axe, or you can choose to sharpen your axe by doing things more efficiently. And the direct select, I personally think, is a perfect way of doing it. Because if you haven't got any goals that you write down, what are you aiming for? You have to write down goals. You can't just have it in your head. You have to solidify it on a piece of paper. It gives you something physical to look at, something to work towards. You have to have something. Why do you think all these promotions that the company does, like in the events like this, we see Paris, we hear about Monte Carlo and all this kind of stuff? It's because it's giving you something tangible to achieve. And when you write down your goals, that's exactly what you're doing for yourself. You're giving yourself something tangible to get to. And the statistics do say that the people who write down their goals achieve it a lot higher than the people who don't. So I would say to you, if you've never got into the habit of writing down goals, when they start getting people moving away from them, it's not the fact that they haven't got the good information to share with them, it's the fact that they don't know how to share the information that they have. So they, what I call, vomit over people. Regurgitate all over them. You have to hear about these brilliant opportunities, blah, 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 all over them. Yeah? You don't take any time to find out what's going on in their life. You don't take any time to find out the issues that they're facing. The only thing you want to do is tell them about your brilliant business. That is called vomiting. And that's why a lot of people who are negative about network marketing, they use that to try and convince people, oh, you see, that's why it doesn't work, because you're going to join network marketing and you're going to alienate all your family, you're going to alienate all your friends, you're going to alienate all your acquaintances, all your work colleagues. That will only happen if you are vomiting over people. That's when that will happen. So if you take the time to find out about people, they will tell you so much information about themselves, they will tell you why they need this business. Because there's a big difference being interested in a person and being interesting to the person. Being interesting to the person is saying, you've got to hear about my brilliant opportunity. Being interested in a person is to say, back to what I told you earlier on, 98% of our population will be the dead or dead broke by the age of 65. There are going to be people who join Relive who say they want to build a Relive business, but they're not prepared to do the things it takes to build a Relive business. It doesn't matter how good Relive is as a company, if that person is not going to do the things that it takes, is not going to turn up, is not going to be teachable, they are not going to build a business. It doesn't matter how much you want them to build a business. My sister joined this business. I would have loved my sister to build this business, but she didn't have the right mindset to build it. How many people in my family are in this business? None. How many people, my friends are in this business? A handful. My best friend told me no for a whole year. We sitting in the back of the room. Follow up. Yeah. So you're going to get all kinds of people that are going to join the business. And the thing is, I'm telling you these things, and some of these things may be hard truths, and you can choose to take them on board or leave them. But if what Eric said is true this morning, if we have to sharpen an axe to take Relive to the next level in 2012, I cannot tell you what you want to hear. I have to tell you what you need to hear. Yeah? So you can choose to agree with me or disagree with me, but the fact of the matter is, if we put these things in place, our businesses this time next year will have a ring to the society who are not working, but they introduce you to people who are hungry, and you can see who are hungry, they're hungry. Sometimes you have to reach down. You have to reach down, you have to lift them up. Do not let somebody fall to the wayside who's hungry simply because their sponsor were not hungry. You're 100% committed to them if they're 100% committed to themselves. You bring your 50 bricks, I'll bring my 50 bricks, and together we can build a wall. If you're bringing one brick and I'm bringing 50 bricks, there's something wrong. And so then if you have to chase somebody to do their business, no, you're pushing water up a hill. Commit to those people who are committed, because your time is important. How many of you know that your time is important? It's important for you to really understand that, because if you don't know that your time is important, the people who you're helping aren't going to think your time is important. They're going to think their time is more important than yours. So they're going to want you to do everything now for them, because they don't take in consideration your time. So if you recognise your time is important, they will recognise that as well. And if they will be 100% committed to themselves, you go where you're deserved. That is a hard pill to swallow for some people, but it is a pill you need to understand. Do not go where you are necessarily needed, because many people are going to say they need your help. But if they're not doing the things that they're supposed to do to build the business, if they're not plugging into the system and they're not showing commitment to themselves, they may need your help, but they do not deserve your help. One of the reasons why I say that is to give you an analogy. A person at the bottom of a hill with a bucket full of water saying, I just need somebody to show me how to get up this hill with this bucket full of water. And they put the water in there, they put the effort to put the water in the bucket, and they're just there, waiting for help. And then there's another person at the same bottom of the hill that says, here's a little bead of water, can you flick it up the hill for me? And then you're on the ground, flicking this bead of water, trying to get it up the hill. And there's a person with a bucket full of water saying, please just show me. Which one needs your help the most? Which one deserves your help the most? The one who was put the effort to put the water in the bucket, or the one who just had a bead of water and said, flick it up for me? Go and help the one with the bucket. There are many people that say that they need your help. Strong desire, strong passion for helping other people, good work ethic, which is important, you will be successful. Nobody can guarantee your success other than you. You guarantee your success by what you do. If you put seed in the ground, you can expect a harvest later on. If you don't put seed in the ground and just shout at the ground saying, give me a harvest. People still telling me, oh, you have to be in America to do this business. You have to have got in at the beginning. The market is saturated. All this kind of rubbish. 5 years down the line, well, wait a minute. I've now been promoted to Silver Ambassador, and that was in 5 years. The company's 24 years, to do the math, I didn't have to be in at the beginning. And I live in England. So you can make excuses or you can make money, but you can't make both of them at the same time. And do you know what the best definition of an excuse? A well thought out lie. Many times the excuses people make is because they don't want to address issues in their life. And it is uncomfortable to do things you've never done before. You have to step out of a comfort zone to do that. Many people are not willing to do that. There are people, I would love to think that everybody in this room is going to be at the kick-off event next year. But what I've seen in the 5 years I've been in this business, not everybody in this room is going to be here next year. But the remnant of people are going to be here next year, and the people who have seen it today are going to be here next year. Because there's some people who see the vision, and there's some people that get excited about the vision. Excitement can only last for a moment. You can be, inspiration will only move you for a moment, but a revelation will change you for the rest of your life. You could be here sitting in the room today, and you can have, the switch could have come on to you, and you say, I understand this thing now, and I can see the potential in this thing. And there's nobody or nothing that's going to stop you from building this business. Or you could be in this room today, and you're thinking, this all sounds good, and I love that picture of that thing in Paris where they're going to, and Monte Carlo, and you're getting all excited, and you were here last night, and you saw the compensation plan, and you saw the 18,300, you got all excited. But it only stopped there. And 6 months down the line, you're going to be, oh yeah, I remember I went to that meeting. Yeah, I heard about that compensation plan. We're not talking to people who want to be inspired. We're talking to people who want to be changed. Because every one of us in this room has got greatness built inside of us. Every one of us. There are many people who have been put down so many times that they begin to believe the lie that you're never going to achieve. That the only thing that you need to do is get a job, that you clock on at 9, you finish at 5, you get your holiday pay, and that's it. And that's what we've been taught, that's how we've been conditioned. But then there are a few people who are thinking, well no, I don't have to believe that. I don't think that I'm worth 20 grand a year, or 30 grand a year, or 50 grand a year. I think I'm worth more than that. And because you think you're worth more than that, you go out and do the things that show that you're worth more than that. Joe and Carol Falga earn 120 grand a month, the top distributors in this company. Why can't every single one of us in this room surpass that? Why? Mindset. That's all. The only difference between us and Joe and Carol is time and effort. Joe and Carol work extremely hard. They are extremely committed. The amount of time they've come over to the UK, extremely committed. They are worth every penny of that 120 grand a month that they earn. They don't have to work. They really don't. but they choose to work because they have a passion for helping people, they have a passion for seeing us get to the levels where they are and beyond.